Welcome back to Game On, and well, it's time to take our hats off, of course, to Kaizer Chiefs ending a long drought in as far as, winning a cup competition in South African football. The Cup Kings, as they are known, are back, and they've done the business in winning the Nedbank Cup against the two-time defending champions. Interesting, finally, the two most successful sides in the final, Chiefs coming out tops. 2 weeks of derbies and good football. Jerry Skosano joining me to break it all down. We're going to the return, Baba. Derby and Chiefs coming back to be crowned Nedbank Cup champions. Good to be in your company.
Thanks, Izwe. I think we are just putting it wrongly in a term that the return of the Cup Kings. I mean, the Cup Kings cannot stay for 10 years without a cup. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was a good thing for Chiefs because of being the glamour team in South Africa. But obviously, it wasn't good for Pirates to defend it. But I think for Chiefs, at least as South Africans, there was a vibrant mood of the big team coming back. So I think, yes, it was well-deserved to them to win the Nedbank Cup. But we still have to look at Chiefs because that's not the real Chiefs that we all know.
Now, let's look at Chiefs now. There's still the battle to get into the top 8. There's the fact that they've won in Nedbank Cup. They've gotten that monkey off their back. The big Nabi story continues in what the future will be. They've also won in DDC most recently. Where does this put Chiefs to you right now in the trials and tribulations to get back to the top of South African football?
As I just said about it, to say, let's not just be happy because Chiefs won the Nedbank Cup and think that they are back into the fold of being the big team. There's still a lot that needs to be done. Remember, Chiefs are fighting for the top 8. They're not yet there. They might even bow out of it if things goes wrongly on them. And also, you look at the players that Chiefs are having. I mean, there's been like a problem in the boardroom in terms of who wants to bring who from where. You know, we cannot just go and say Bobby this, a Junior this, in terms of who they want to bring and Nabi as well. Players. Yeah. But if we look at how the DDC has done by winning the trophy there, it shows that there is quality that can be brought over. Let's take, for instance, in what Jose Riviero has done at Orlando Pirates with all the boys that are doing well in Kotas Dem, Bogazi, Mufokeng, all these boys coming from the DDC. And I think this is something which Chiefs need to take a look at it and say, let's go and look at the DDC and see how did they won the title there. Then we look at the quality players that we need to bring into the team because you cannot always go and spend monies to players that are less than what you can get from your development. So I think for Chiefs, that's the route that I wish they can take to go and look at those boys that the DDC.
Well, I think the lesson is clear from Jerry Skosana. As much as Chiefs have done the business, and we congratulate them for it, winning the Nedbank Cup, there's still so much work to do going forward, not only in finishing off this season in the top 8, but just building the brand that is Kaizer Chiefs to be amongst the top in South African football. Now, switching focus, and talking about the top in South African football, well, we take our hats off once again. There is no more successful side in the history of South African football than Mamelodi Sundowns. They've done it again, done it in style, in the results I was picking up in there of late. But yes, Sundowns setting not only the tone locally, they're also in the Champions League final. They're the last team to get to the Champions League final. They're thereabouts, year in and year out. Sundowns is setting the tone at a very high level amongst the very best on the continent.
Really, let's take our heads off to what Sundowns are doing. And you didn't know what is happening in the boardroom in terms of how they get to be in that mood, you know, because consistency is the key at Sundowns. You look at, I mean, on Wednesday, when they're playing Chippa, you look at the starting lineup, it's so different, but the performance is just the same. I mean, there were like 5 different players that had to be roped in that team against the Chippa.
There were 2 coaching changes this season.
Hey, Baba.
By the way.
But then look at all the players that are being chopping and changing of the team, but consistency is there. So there is something good happening at Sundowns. But I mean, for them to have 15 titles in their history in local football and 8 ankosi amilandelana kanti amanye amathima kuphi na 8 2018 until 2024 2025 season. I mean, that's a milestone. I think we really need to give Sundowns the accolades. And also, if you look at them going still to the Champions League, they might even bring that home.
Might even still bring that home. Now, let's talk about the big race like Sekhukhune United looking to see off Stellenbosch United for the spot in the Confederation Cup. Eric Tinkler, no, a former Sundowns player, Makhalwa, coach and player of the month. Sekhukhune currently sitting in third spot on the log standings.
Hey. Hey, man.
With their coaching change as well.
Coaching changes as well. That's why I just want to touch it. To say sometimes, players, they play a key role in teams because you can have chopping and changing of coaches. But let's also take a look at how is Cape Town City doing, chopping and changing. So for me, the playing personnel are so key in football.
So we know what's at stake for Sekhukhune. We know they're riding the wave now, coaching the player of the month, right?
Hey, Baba.
We know what the stake of Kaizer Chiefs against. So, about to manage.
And remember, with Manje, Chiefs,
top eight. Here's the game of the weekend.
How about fate?
No,
Chiefs is Olimal. No, Chiefs is Olimal. I'm sorry, but Chiefs is Olimal.
Stellenbosch themselves are trying to get into that top 3 position.
Yep.
But then the SuperSport United, who are practically number 13,
I can stand on the fence on that one.
Stand on the fence?
Stand on the fence as a throw.
My school Coordinators. 2 months ago, we now talking Coordinators fighting top 8.
Eish.
The Coordinators are now 14th, but the SuperSport United Coordinators based in the Cape Town City around them. They Badala Richards Bay in the derby.
Hey, miracle round.
Nah, you came.
Now, so was no.
Sesibheka
amagama wama-team nje
Sure.
to Cape Town City uyazi ukuthi they didn't even fight for top 8. They were always there. Abo SuperSport, even Arrows, history yayo. Hey, now lama-team alapha phansi kunzima impela because manje besibheke bona laba aboMarumo Gallants, aboMagesi bahambile.
Well, it's a tough one indeed, and let's not forget as well, another hot game not to ignore is Polokwane City at home to that being Cape Town City. Cape Town City currently 15th on the log standings. Every game counts as we close the book and the chapter for now on local football. Say thank you very much to Jeris Kosana, and of course welcome back Shane McGregor to discuss German football on the other side of this.